Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be teaching you about fractions. Okay, so I'm going to start with what a fraction is. Like, what is a fraction? After that I'm going to do some easier fractions to calculate. And after that I'm going to teaching you how to do fractions with decimals. And how fractions are actually related to decimals, and then after percents too. Okay, so a fraction is basically the amount of pieces out of a whole. So the bottom part is always the whole. That's the entire thing. And the top one is the amount of parts we have of it. So for example, here we have a pizza. It's divided into 4 pieces. And we have 2 of the pieces. That'll make 2/4. Okay, so I think you already know what a fraction is, but this is my short explanation of what a fraction is. It's the amount of parts out of a whole. Okay, so now I'm going to give some easier fractions to calculate that you probably know. Okay, 2/4 is an easy one. And always remember this: fractions should be made easier. So 2/4, we could divide both of these by 2 and turn it into 1/2. We should always simplify them. Not always, but most of the time, simplify it. You should not. The only time you shouldn't simplify it is when people tell you not to simplify it. But otherwise, even if they say not simplify it, simplify it. Or if they don't say that you should simplify it, simplify it. Okay, so 2/4 is equal to 1/2. And how we get the decimal for this, you can either just know the answer, which is equal to 50%, or you can do 1 divided by 2, which you know like this: 0.1, then a 0 adds there, 0.5 is decimal, which again, a percent is basically just take the decimal, do times 100 to it, it becomes a 50. Then you know that's 50%. So not 5%, 50%. And that's how we get the decimal. So I'm gonna give some more harder ones that you can pause the video and try to calculate it if you want, and I'll give you like 10 seconds to calculate them. But if you need more time, you can pause the video. This. Okay, so I'm going to give you 10 seconds from now to start calculating these. If you need more time, pause the video. Okay, so I feel like this is 10 seconds now. Okay, so I'm not going to explain all of these, how to do them, but as you know here, 3/4. We know that a percent is 100%. So we do, and we know that 100 divided by 4, 100 divided by 4 is equal to, let's erase some of these here, is equal to 25, meaning that we had to do 3 times 25 to get the percent. And the decimal is just move it back 2 places. Move the decimal 2 places back to make it 0.75. Okay, that's for that one. And here 5. We know that 100 divided by 5 is equal to 20. And again, 3 times 20 is equal to 60. The 60 here, and that means 60%, or move the decimal 2 steps to make it a decimal, and that will turn into 0.6. So you can think like this: 1 is equal to 100%, because 0.6 is not a 1 yet, so that means 60%. Okay, so now for a little bit harder questions. Okay, here, what if we have decimals in our numbers? Here, like 3.182 out of 100. How do we do that? How are we going to simplify this? Okay, so now we're going to learn how to simplify. Well, we know that we shouldn't have a comma. A comma is a no comma or decimal, meaning that we have to move this decimal 1, 2, 3 steps by doing times 1000, because that's how you move the decimal back. So you do 3.182 times 1000, turning it into 318 to 3182. And then we also have to do the same thing with the 100. So you do 100 times 1000, which is equal to a 1 with 5 zeros after, which is equal to 100,000. So that means that our fraction would be 3,182 out of 100,000. Okay, now to simplify it. Well, we know that we can divide this by 2 because it ends on a even number. So we're gonna divide this really quickly. 3,182 divided by 2, 1 with the rest of 1, 5 with the rest of 1, 9, and then 1. 1,591. And then we have to divide the 100,000 too, which will be equal to 50,000. And then if we can find more ways to divide these, we'll divide them until it's the smallest number that we can get. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you want me to do percent and decimals too, I don't know why you want that, because it's basically just fractions but more easier. I've kind of explained them in this video, but if you want me to do a video about them, then make sure to leave a comment that I should do that. Or if you have any other ideas for me to make videos on, then say that in the comments too. And goodbye.